All right, and we're going to hit record. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight for our team call. It's April 22nd, and I am very excited to share with you my friend Scott Aaron. And I've got a couple quick announcements before I introduce him. First, free shipping started today on $300 orders and above. So if you have someone who's close with their order, get them to $300. That it does not include enrollment fee. So make sure it's $300 worth of product so they can get their free shipping. ISA delivery started today. How many of you guys have already signed up for it? Several already? You're going to want to, especially with the cooler pack fees coming too. You're going to want to sign up for your ISA delivery as well. All right. And then I started an incentive today as well for this week only. For every enrollment that you have, you're going to be entered into a drawing for an Amazon gift card. And I am not doing a BV requirement. I just want you guys to have a great week of enrolling. So whatever your pack, it doesn't matter. We want to just see a great week of enrolling coming off of our 2-week special. So make sure you comment on my live that I did today. As you enroll people this week, keep track of it yourself, and we will go from there. Update on the influencers. If you've enrolled 10 people since December 31st, and you have rank advanced 2 consultants, you are an influencer. I'm seeing a couple on the line, Anne Burianti, Tiffany Keller. There may be more on here, but I'm seeing you guys for sure. Congratulations. So we're going to be recognizing you, celebrating you at our team party. So excited to really be able to highlight those of you that are in super action and doing a great job with your business. Now, on to what we're all waiting for. I've known Scott for quite a while. We both coached with Jeffrey Combs at the same time. So we would see each other at Jeffrey's events. And I remember when he was breaking into LinkedIn. I mean, I remember the beginning of this when he started putting this training together. And now he's a best-selling author. So I knew him back when. And you have not autographed my book, my friend. I almost want to mail it back to you so I can get an autograph. But
send it my way.
Yeah, I will. And so I'm going to read a little bit of his bio to you guys. So he is now an internationally acclaimed and award-winning network marketer, best-selling author, and speaker. And it's just amazing to have watched this whole journey right in front of my very own eyes. He really helps converting traffic, establishing connections, creating residual income using LinkedIn, leads generation, and building personal brands. He's also very knowledgeable about all the social media platforms. So he really, when he does his trainings, he talks about all of them, not just LinkedIn. And my work with him has helped me get more intentional on my other platforms as well. And some of you have heard me share on that before. He's passionate about helping other fellow network marketers, but he also works with real estate professionals, other entrepreneurs, other networking companies too, not just Isagenix. But of course, his heart is with Isagenix. We know that for sure. He's helped thousands of people now grow their business, and he's very people-focused and results-driven. What I love about him personally is when he coaches you, he really takes time to know what your needs are. He has answered every question, and I'm probably one of the ones, I'm a professional question asker, and you can thank Jeffrey Combs for that too, Scott. So I ask a lot of questions, and he's always so good to get back to me and really help me, hear me out, and help me understand the why behind things. And it's just been such a fun journey working with him. So I started LinkedIn when I heard him 3 years ago, updated my profile, did a little bit of work, and then I admitted to him I had my first 15-minute discovery call. It didn't go well, so I went back to Facebook and ditched LinkedIn for 3 years until Erica and Matt had him on their team call not too long ago when they opened it up to the whole team. And it was so great, and I've enjoyed this so much. I wanted to do another call and get a lot more of you the opportunity to hear from Scott. So I'm going to pass the torch to him. He's going to do a whole presentation, and then at the end, we're going to have Q&A. So guys, keep notes, take track of what you're hearing, and then if he doesn't answer your questions at the end of the presentation, he will take them at the end. Scott, I can't thank you enough for your time tonight, my friend. I'm so excited to hear you once again and share with our team tonight.
Well, it's my pleasure, and just thank you for the opportunity to be here and that warm, amazing introduction. So thank you. And I see some familiar faces on here, Anne, Michelle, Barry, people that I've become friends with over the years. So I'm just really, really happy to see those people on here. And again, for those that do not know me, my name is Scott Aaron from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been a professional network marketer for almost 6 years now. And obviously one of my other passions is teaching network marketers things that I've learned over my 6 years of experience, but more so in the last 3+ years on LinkedIn. So I just want to be very intentional with everything that I do. And if you're on here, and I know there's some people on their iPads and their iPhones, as Cindy has said, I'm a very people-focused person, so I need to see people. Even though there's 2 screens, I do scroll through. And if you don't look at what's going on with this training, I have a whole PowerPoint presentation available. I've actually given Cindy some free gifts that she's going to be giving to the team after this. There's a free infographic where you can download it right to your email to help you start optimizing your profile. A link to schedule a free 15-minute discovery call with me, and actually a link of where you can get my book. It's $14 paperback, $3.99 Kindle, and if you have Kindle Unlimited, it is free. So again, for those that are here, turn your cameras on. If you don't and you're not retaining this information, you're only going to take in about 15% of what I have to go through tonight. If your camera is on and you're taking notes and you follow along, you will retain up to 85% of this. Now, my goal tonight is to not convince you of anything. My goal tonight is to raise attention and awareness of a different way to look at and to continue to build your business. Now, I'm not here to also tell you that Facebook and Instagram do not work, because they do, and they work for what they are best for. And if anyone does watch any of my daily trainings on Facebook, I'm always uncovering new things about the Facebook algorithm and what you guys can do to better your businesses. But I'm going to go over some things tonight, and I say this in every training. My mom always told me growing up, and she still does, she always tells me, Scott, facts are friendly. So everything that I'm going to present to you tonight, courtesy of my mother, that these are all factual things that I have learned over the years. Now, I am very interactive when I train. So I'm going to ask you guys to use the chat box because I want you engaged. Again, I want you retaining so much information from this that you guys are literally ready to blow the doors off after this training. And again, I am here to bring you awareness and attention to a platform. Now, type Y or yes in the chat box if you know absolutely nothing about LinkedIn and how it works. So Y or yes in the chat box if you know nothing about LinkedIn. I know nothing. Thank you, Jackie. That is very specific. Okay. Now, oh, thank you, Anne. Appreciate you getting the book. That's awesome. Okay, I know a little. Okay, so for those that know just a little bit, they know that it's a social media platform, but they don't really know how to use it. Type a number 1 in the chat box. Oh, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. And then, as Cindy says, if you guys buy the book and you want to send it to me, you just message me on Facebook. I'll give you my address. You mail it to me. I'll mail it back and I'll sign it and send it back to you. Okay. So this is what is, and I just want to let you guys know that it is absolutely normal to not know what to do. Designed for linking with business professionals, but have never digged into it. Yes. Who is Boom Cannon? What's your real name? Because I don't want to call you Boom Cannon. I mean, unless you want to be called Boom Cannon, that's fine. But either way, many people do not know the purpose of LinkedIn because everyone does what they're taught. So everyone's been taught LinkedIn and Facebook, or Facebook and Instagram. So that's what everyone is continuing to use. Now, I am going to also let you guys know that I have no time limit on how long I train. My presentation is anywhere between 35 to 40 minutes, depending upon how much of a role I go on. And I'm going to open up to all of you guys for full Q&A. So the people that ask the most questions are going to get the most answers. So I don't want anyone to start off by saying, Scott, I'm sorry, I have a question. Never apologize for asking a question, because being inquisitive means you want to know more. So the person that knows more is going to achieve more. So always remember that. So if you guys are ready to dive into this and learn a little bit about LinkedIn, type in all caps, yes, I am. Or yes, that's probably quicker to type. Okay, good. All right, let me just get my slides up here. All right, let me get this up here. All right. So what we're going to go over tonight, okay? The power of LinkedIn, 3 secrets and 7 tips that you all need to know, okay? 7 tips and 3 secrets of what you all need to know, and how this can absolutely change your network marketing business. All right, let me ask you another question. Full vulnerability, full transparency, and everyone should be writing the same answer. Are you happy and satisfied with where your business is right now? In the chat box. Okay, good. That was okay, perfect. Good. You should never, ever be satisfied. And I use Cindy as the perfect example, not because her husband has the best name in the world, but because she is someone that has achieved amazing things in network marketing, but yet she still wants more. And that is the truest sign of a leader. Someone that has achieved great things, has walked the stage, has talked the talk and walked the walk, but still wants more. And that's why she attracted each and every one of you. So I want all of you guys to know that each one of you has the same God-given potential that Cindy does, that I do, that anyone on here does, to achieve all of the greatest things that you want to know. Oh, Boom Cannon just enrolled in Isagenix today, and they're here. Well, let me tell you, Boom Cannon, which we're going to make this famous, you picked the right night to jump on your first team call. So congratulations to you. Okay, so why should you use LinkedIn? That's a big question. Why? Number one, it attracts the right people. And if anyone's just coming on, if you could mute out your line, that would be amazing, just so there's no feedback and everyone can hear clearly. We'll have time to unmute the lines after for questions. So everyone talks about finding their tribe and finding the right people. Now, I'm going to go over some numbers with you in a little bit, but you say yes to network marketing to attract the right people. And that's why LinkedIn is so great, because it has the business-minded people. You can also grow a huge network quickly. And if anyone watched my Facebook Live from earlier today, I went over being intentional with growing your network. I was taught in the beginning, when you get onto Facebook, just search your high school and connect with everyone that you went to high school with, whether you talk to them or not. And that doesn't feel genuine to me. It's almost like you're friending people that you sort of kind of know, but you never even spoke to them, passing them in the hallways in high school. Why would I recruit them into my business? Just because they're going to accept my friend request? That's not how you build a business. But LinkedIn's different. LinkedIn's a business platform that allows you to grow it quickly. Now, the other thing is this. In the age that we're in right now, and I'm, again, full transparency, this is a numbers game. This is not a LaTip or networking group or meetup group industry right now. Maybe before the internet was created, that's what people did. But right now, there are so many new opportunities opening up everywhere. It's who gets to who first. And the more visible you can become on social media, specifically LinkedIn, because right now, if you're using Instagram and Facebook, and you guys probably know this, it is a very, very crowded pool, just like on a hot summer day. You're literally out, you're jumping on top of each other at this point. You need to go somewhere where there's a little bit more room to breathe. The more visible you come, it leads to more conversation. The more conversations you have, the more answers you collect, the more enrollments you will have. So a little bit about me. I'm an author of 2 books. First one was a personal development book called Good Guys Always Win. I talked a lot about my personal story, and for those that don't know it, I do have a health and wellness background. I was a gym owner and personal trainer, but I talk about in this book, and for anyone that's heard my story, I was bullied and picked on a lot as a kid. And the Good Guys Always Win is like, I was always in the friend zone with all the girls. I was the one that wasn't a challenge. I was everyone's friend. But, you know, I also dealt with a lot of family stuff, and that's how I became an entrepreneur at 19. My father went to federal prison for 2.5 years for insurance fraud. And we had a health club, and I was going into my sophomore year of college, and my father said, listen, you got to take over the family business. So I had to grow up really, really fast. So I've been, as Cindy knows this and Ann knows this, I've been psychologically unemployable since day one. I've never had a boss. I've always grown my own businesses, from personal training to sports nutrition to boot camps. But also dealing with 2 failed marriages also definitely tested me. But out of that, obviously you'll see later in the slide, I have a beautiful 6.5-year-old little boy named Taylor from the second marriage, which he is my coach. He is my mentor. A lot of what I do, I learn from him. This guy, he pushes me past a lot of uncomfortable zones, but watching him grow and achieve things at 6 years old is just amazing. And also financially struggling. I filed for personal bankruptcy 3 years ago to take the gyms and my dad's dream off of my back. It was carried around with me for 18 years. And I share those things with people because I'm no different than you. There are people on this call tonight that probably have had or may still be having financial issues. They maybe have had failed relationships. They've maybe lost a parent, or had someone incarcerated, or they were bullied and picked on, or they were abused. No one is alone. So I always share that part of my story with people to let you know that it's okay. Everyone has been through something, but when you're dealt a hand, you got to learn how to play it and overcome it. That's what I did, and that's what you can do too. So I am a speaker and a coach. I have 5+ years of network marketing experience, 22 years of sales experience, multiple 6-figure career earner, father, and I am soon to be a husband. My fiance is sitting on the other side of that wall right there. Now, what problems do network marketers get solved by LinkedIn? Number one, the problem of going through your warm market and not having anyone left to talk to. So how many people type Y or yes in the chat box? And again, this is not to fault anyone. We were all taught the same stuff. How many people were taught, talk to your friends and family? Talk to your friends and family first. Type Y or yes in the chat box if that's what you did. And you soon quickly found that those people wanted absolutely nothing to do with your business. And it hurt really bad. It hurt really bad. But looking back, I don't want any of those people anywhere near my business. Because when you start thinking expansively, you want people that practice personal development. You want people that think and live abundantly, not people that are just getting by or living paycheck to paycheck, or they don't see the value in things. You want up-leveled versions of yourself and beyond. Now, there's a great, and you guys want to write this down, there's a great blog called thepoormanblogger.com. And if you go into the search bar when you go to this blog, he wrote one, it was about 2 months ago, and just search the secrets of network marketing. So what he did was he interviewed thousands of successful network marketers. And he came up with the 9 secrets. And one of the top secrets that he came up with was never to talk about your business opportunity with friends or family. If they want your product, great, here, enjoy the products, but you need to build a business. You don't need anyone. You're looking for specific people. Number 2, you have way too many product users that don't want to do the business. So I'm going to break this down. Yeah, I see people nodding their head already. So type Y or yes in the chat box if you have such a I mean, the needle is way swayed to one side of product users to business builder. Type Y or yes in the chat box. Okay. So do you guys want to know why that is? Because I can tell you from an emotional and physiological reason why that is. Okay. So what I have learned in my 6 years of network marketing, but also just being an entrepreneur, that any product, good, or service is an emotional connection. So when people say yes to something, they're saying yes to it for an emotional reason. So hear me out. If you are that person, and I'm not calling anybody out, I'm just, giving you an example. If you're that person that's constantly pushing out transformation after ice cream cake shake flavor and this and that and free this and free that and enroll here and sign up now, looking for it. If you're that person, you're constantly leading with a product and you have someone reach out to you and say, hey, sign me up for your product. You're creating an emotional connection to a product experience. But also emotionally, you're creating a wall of resistance around the opportunity. Because what people first say yes to, as opposed to what's left behind, is what they will and will not do. So if you make the business, and oh, by the way, Cindy, yeah, I want to sign you up, but I forgot to say, oh, by the way, there's a great business opportunity here as well. If you make the business an oh, by the way statement, how do you think that person's going to treat it themselves? They're also going to treat it like an oh, by the way statement. Now, people ask me all the time, well, how do you do that on Facebook? You don't. That's not what Facebook is for. Facebook is a marketplace. I call Instagram the home of sports bras and yoga pants because every time I go on Instagram, that's all I see. They're nice pictures, but it's a marketplace. Facebook, charcoal toothpaste. Now I keep seeing that weird, that collagen mask that everyone's wearing. I'm seeing that being sold. These are marketplaces. These are where people go to buy products. Now, type Y or yes in the chat box if you would rather be a business builder rather than being a cleanse coach. Y or yes in the chat box. So that's what I'm going to start turning the wheel tonight with you guys for that. Now, here's another thing that drives people crazy, including me, is having way too many consultants drop off and come back on, and there's fluctuation. I can't tell you how many times it drove me crazy logging into my back office and seeing that little red highlighted in parentheses in grace. And then you reach out to the person. Hey, Cindy, you're in grace. And then I get that message back. What's that mean? When someone doesn't know what that means, they are not serious about building a business. And if you're going to drag these people through the mud, you are going to be running an adult daycare center. You have to be willing to let go of the many to start running with the few. So if that makes sense, type Y or yes in the chat box. And again, you don't want to drag people through the mud. It doesn't take a lot of people. There's 30 some people on here tonight. Guys, just imagine all of you just having one more business builder on here next week. Just imagine that. This call goes from 35 people to 70 people. And then just imagine those 70 people just get one more builder. That call moves to 140, and then 280, and then 560, and then 1,020, 1,120. So you see where I'm going with this. That everyone thinks that you have to enroll 10 or 15 people in a month. That's awesome if you want to do that. But when I hear that, that gives me anxiety. That's chaos to me, trying to manage all those people. I like to focus on the quality instead of the quantity. Now, people stop reaching out to you. The lifeline now of Facebook is about 6 to 8 weeks when you start making your new post. You have a bunch of people enroll. You might enroll 8 to 12 people in your first 30 to 60 days, and then you see a significant decline. I mean, it's like the well runs dry very quickly now on Facebook because they catch on. And I'm going to explain why. What people are taught. So here's how the Facebook algorithm works. Facebook's always 10 steps ahead, but I just want you to hear me out. So Cindy and I were taught the same way. You know, when you bring someone on, you make sure that everyone likes and comments on each other's stuff because you want to draw engagement to it to make the post look important. But what people start to realize, and I know you guys are going to start to resonate with this, you start doing that, which is, it's important to support your team, but just hear me out. If you're only supporting your team, which means you're liking and commenting on all the people on your team, guess who you're forgetting about? All the people that aren't on your team yet. The people that require your likes and comments most are the people that have not said yes yet. Because if you're liking and commenting on your team stuff and they're liking and commenting on your stuff and vice versa, when you go on to Facebook that next day, guess who you see in your newsfeed? Just your team. Because the way that the Facebook algorithm works is this. Facebook sees that Kelly is liking Cindy's stuff. Well, Kelly must really like Cindy's stuff. So you know what? When she goes on tomorrow morning, the first thing she's going to see Cindy's post. And then she's going to see Ann's post. And then Barry's post. And then Michelle's post. And no one else's. So, I'm not telling you to not support each other, but I'm letting you know that you're hurting yourselves by only liking your team stuff. You need to make sure that you're intentional about liking everyone else's stuff too. If that makes sense, why or yes in the chat box. All right. Here's what we're going to go over tonight, how simple LinkedIn is, how it's effective for team building, how it can create more leads than time, how your profile is key, how to create your avatar, branding yourself, the proper way to message people, how you can use the automated messages on LinkedIn, which I will go over what they are, why leaning into the fear is necessary, and if you use it consistently, it will create massive, massive results. So Pieter McCrum, one of my amazing Isagenix clients from the UK, she's crushing it over there. She's a mom, she's a business owner, and does network marketing. And she basically said what she loved most about LinkedIn and what I showed her on top of Cindy is that it's practical how-to systems and steps of how to engage with her network more professionally, which is key. But it's also key for business building. Chrissy and Bob Fertina, amazing couple from the Ohio area that I worked with, had no LinkedIn account before I showed them what to do. And literally in 6 weeks, they had 1,500 new connections and rank advanced and enrolled 18 new people. So just imagine over a 6-week period, bringing 18 new people into your business that have a business mindset. Type a word in the chat box, a feeling of what that would be like if you brought 18 business-minded people into your business. Boom, game changer. Yes, hallelujah is right. Awesome. Yes, a bunch of emojis, rock star, awesome, life-changing. So you're getting the idea. Now, more leads than time. So I'm going to recommend a book outside of mine, which I always suggest you guys to get because it's great. Because it's actually created off of working with my clients. That's why I love it. It's based off of them. So there's another great book called Go for No, G-O-F-O-R-N-O. Do not, and I said this to Cindy, do not get the Ray Higdon version. You want to get the original version that was written by Andrea Waltz and Richard Fenton. It's got a black and maroon cover. This book is what shifted my entire mindset for network marketing because it teaches you that yes is the destination, but no is the journey. So the person that gets the most no's is going to get the most yeses. So each and every one of you if you have not fallen in love with the word no, you have to start falling in love with it tonight. You have to get excited every time someone says no. You literally say, thank you so much, and hang up the phone. Because that means you're one step closer to yes. When you can switch that and realize that you don't want just anyone, you want the right people, your business will change. So Larry is in his twilight career, as he calls it. He's a retired law enforcement. He's from Canada. And he basically said what I showed him took him from writing in the dust in his calendar to madly having to flap off the dust to the influx of leads coming in. So Eric Worre actually states that the scariest place for any network marketing professional to be is when they go to open up their calendar and their appointment book and there's nothing written down. So type Y or yes in the chat box if you are dissatisfied with the amount of business first lead calls in your calendar right now. Everyone needs LinkedIn. Okay, I'm just because Cindy, can you share with me, just unmute yourself, what did Scott say to you that one day? Remember, he said something like he hasn't seen you. What did he say?
He's like, you remind me of when you first got started in your business 7 years ago, because I'm at least with 6 to 8 extra calls a week now over what I had before. And with strangers, and I've really made some great connections. I haven't had anyone say no. I've got stars on some people I'm definitely planning on following up with. I'm building relationship. It's opening a lot of great doors for me. So he's loving the excitement of hearing me on the phone and with all these new people all the time.
That's the best, and this is, Cindy, thank you for that. And the best feeling any network marketer can feel is the feeling of being in action. You know, the worst feeling is when you're just posting and waiting for people to reach out to you. You know, you need to reach out to people first. It's called network marketing, not net post and pray and scroll and troll marketing. You need to really do more to get more, to be more, to have more. It's that simple. So I can't see the chat box here. Okay, so here we go. Here's what you guys need to know. Just gonna let you read. I just want you guys to let this sink in for a second. 30,000 possible organic, unpaid connections on LinkedIn compared to 5,000 on Facebook. So some of you may be sitting on here and you're like, you know what, 5,000 is a lot, Scott. And I'm not going to say no to that. But I'll tell you why I started feeling differently about 5,000 people on Facebook. I was at my first University in Action in San Diego, California, about 4.5 years ago. And if anyone has not been to a UIA yet, if I would suggest your first event to ever go to, that would be it, because that is network marketing at its finest. David Wood does such an incredible job at teaching that event. So at this one point in the event, he calls some of the top leaders in the room. And I was like a year in. And he says, so-and-so, come up here. Here, take this pen. Go write on that whiteboard right there how many conversations you have had to have to get to where you are in your business. And they wrote down this number. And they kept passing the pen. The smallest number I saw was 7,000 conversations. So I said to myself, if I'm only allowed 5,000 friends on Facebook, which means half of them aren't going to respond. The other half of them are already in it. So that leaves me with about 1,500 conversations. It's not going to work. So you need to go where the law of numbers are in your favor. Now look at this. Again, facts are friendly. The average income of someone on LinkedIn is $100,000 a year or more, compared to Facebook and Instagram, which is $30,000 a year or less. So there are some keys that you need to look for. You need to be focusing on a social media platform where people are established. If people are established, that means they have a good money mindset. If they have a good money mindset, they're looking to make more money. If they're looking to make more money, they're open to opportunities. And guess what? you have one to offer them. The reason why people on Facebook have such a low yearly income is because they're between 18 to 29 years old, but also it's where people go to get their news or to share their news. The government, the traffic, the weather, they complain about everything on there. We're the bright lights shining down on everybody. But again, you can't awake the dead. You can't try to keep reviving people. You have to let people be where they are. The average age of someone on LinkedIn is 30 to 55 years old. Now, and again, I just turned 40 over the weekend, so I'm not 18 to 29 anymore. So type in the chat box, thank you. Why or yes, if you are between 30 to 55 years old. And it should be mostly everybody on here. Now, for those that are 18 to 29, that doesn't mean you can't go on LinkedIn and prospect above your age, because again, you're still looking for the up-leveled version of yourself. 56 3/4, a quarter of the way there, Maureen. So the fact of the matter is this: just because you're 18 to 29 doesn't mean you should not be on LinkedIn, because you absolutely should be. I'm just giving you the averages. Now, here's the other thing. The average age of a network marketer is, guess what? 30 to 55 years old. So, the last thing you need to know, and the only thing you really need to know, is lead generation. So businessjournal.com, another great website, socialmediatoday.com, also another great website. They did a study comparing Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for organic unpaid leads. They found that LinkedIn was 277% more effective for lead generation than Facebook. Most people are just literally talking to the same people over and over again. Hey, there's free shipping, join now. Hey, if you do, you don't want people with a broke mindset. You want people with a, when I enroll someone, I don't even tell them there's any promotions going on. They might message me after and they might say, hey, this was like $40 cheaper than you said. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, they were running a promotion. You know, congrats. I want people that have a prosperous mindset. So here's the other thing. Type Y or yes in the chat box if you would love to have a global business, since you're part of a global company. Okay. Here's another reason why you need to use LinkedIn. It is the only social media platform where you can build an unpaid organic network of 30,000 connections and search by city, by state, by country, by province, by job title, company, past or present. So just looking at numbers, guys, just looking at these numbers, let's erase the fact that you're using Facebook and Instagram and you are looking at these numbers and you are a brand new network marketer like Boom Shakalaka is. Where do you feel, type in the chat box, where do you think you should be spending your time prospecting for a teammate? LinkedIn. Yes. Yes. So again, I'm here to start turning the wheel a little bit. So now, your profile. And again, I've already given this to Cindy. She's going to send it to all of you guys where you can fill out your form to get your free download. Your profile on LinkedIn must be filled out from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Everything should be filled out. No network marketing, you know, professional network marketer. People have Isagenix slammed all over their profiles. That's an absolute, utter no-no. You are branding yourself. You're not a global connector, global network marketer. You are a human being. So you need a nice background photo. You need a nice profile picture. You need to fill out your every LinkedIn. What I love about it, it tells you exactly, do you want to fill out a summary? Do you want to add some experiences? So call yourself a wellness coach. Call yourself a health coach. You know, call yourself a success coach or prosperity coach. Whatever whatever Isagenix means to you from an emotional standpoint for a business, call yourself that, just not a professional network marketer. Again, you need to show up as a business person. You're the brand, you're the business, you just happen to have a great opportunity running right alongside from you. So you have to fill out your profile top to bottom. You got to fill out all the experience sections. I don't care if you were a bartender for a day, a month, a week, a year, an hour. If you did it, it goes on there because it goes part of the search engine. Because here's the amazing thing. If you have no clue what SEO is, type I. If you have no clue what SEO is. Okay. So SEO is short for search engine optimization. So everyone knows what Google is, right? So if you go onto Google and you type in steakhouse near me and you press enter, the search engine will go through all of the profiles on the internet that are optimized the right way to give you the top result from that search. Basically, giving you the person that optimized their profile the best way. Microsoft bought out LinkedIn 3 years ago, which means they took that same search engine optimization technology and embedded it onto your profile. Just like Yahoo, just like Bing, and just like Google. I had a client that I'm working with in Canada, health coach. I made over her profile with her. Not even 2 hours later, someone from Italy reached out to her looking for a life coach and hired her on the spot for $5,000 because she optimized her profile the right way, because people use LinkedIn just like a Google. So if you optimize your profile the right way, people will start coming for you. So if that makes sense, please type Y or yes in the chat box. Think of your profile just like a Google. Okay, good. Now, personal recommendations. So when you scroll down, and I suggest all of you guys to connect with me on LinkedIn, it's just, if you type in Scott Aaron, Forbes, Forbes, and send me a connection request, you can look at my profile, you can look at Cindy's, but what she's going to send you is going to help you as well. The personal recommendation section, and you'll see mine, there's about 300 or so personal recommendations of those that I've worked with. This is the Better Business Bureau of LinkedIn. So social proof is everything right now with no matter what you're doing. So if you guys are connected to each other on LinkedIn, ask each other for recommendations, because if someone's going to go to your profile and they're going to see, how legit is this Cindy Walter? And they go down to her recommendation section, she sees 10, 15, 20 different recommendations of people that recommend her, her coaching, and what she does. It's going to speak for itself. So make sure that you ask each other for personal recommendations. Now, your business avatar. This is key. So guys, if you could, in the chat box, type in what you do. If you're a full-time network marketer, you can put that. But if you have any part-time job or full-time job, or if network marketing is in the pockets, what are you currently doing outside of network marketing for a profession right now? Or what was the last job that you had before you started doing network marketing full-time? Type that in the chat box. Nurse, teacher, real estate, good, full-time network marketer. But Terry, what did you do before? So what have you guys done? So if you're full-time network marketer, that's fine, but also put in there what you've most recently done before going full-time. Banking, good. Also, scientist, love that. Dental assistant, nurse, emergency dispatcher. Okay, so congratulations. You guys have just defined your business avatar. You are looking to connect with the mirror image of yourself. Now, here's another exercise that you guys can do after we're done, but you're going to use the chat box right now. So I want you guys, while we're in the groove, use the chat box and type in some of the top personal traits and qualities you want someone to have in your business. Type it in the chat box. What are the top qualities and traits that you want someone to have in your business? I want someone that's open, work ethic, trusting, hardworking, coachable, committed, energetic, coachable, go-getter, enthusiastic, positive, hungry. I love that. As Les Brown says, I want someone that's hungry, honest, inspiring, disciplined, influencer, independent, health, mindset, coachable, compassionate. Okay. So this is another thing that I want you guys to note. This exercise that I just put you through, these traits, it's exactly how you see yourself. You see yourselves as hungry, with a good personality. You're honest. You're genuine. You are seeking literally the person that stares back at you in the mirror every single day. You're just looking in the wrong places. Because the professional side of you, the person that's still a dental hygienist, that's still in real estate, that's still an emergency dispatcher, they may be on Facebook, but they're on there to air their laundry. You're looking to connect with them on a platform where they're looking to connect with you about how can they improve their life physically and financially. Everyone talks about physical health. What about financial health? We're looking to set people financially free. Relatable stories connect pain points. The greatest connecting point between two relatable people is their pain. So when I connect with a personal trainer, I know exactly the pain that they're going through. If they get sick or injured or they go on vacation, they are not making any money that week. Just like a nurse, the pain of working 3 to 4 12-hour shifts every single week. When you connect with the like-minded version of yourself, the mirror image of yourself, you can have relatable conversation and you can build rapport and trust. When you build rapport and trust with the right person, they may not say yes right now, but you may put a star on that index card for later because they may come around. You leave that door of opportunity open because you don't know when they're going to walk through. But there's no more dragging people through the mud. This is also, before I go on, if that makes sense, type Y or yes in the chat box. You're looking for yourselves. And I'm not saying they're not on Facebook or they're not on Instagram, but you need the numbers, guys. You need numbers. And if you guys, I asked you guys as soon as we started this training, are you happy with where you are in your business? No, you're not. And you need to go where the numbers reflect how you can change your business. Will this happen overnight? Absolutely not. Because if you're looking for the lottery, go to your local convenience store, get some scratch-offs, and have fun. This is not the lottery. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Do you know what happens to sprinters? After 100 meters, they're dead tired. How about marathon runners? They just keep going and going and going, and they run laps around those sprinters. So remember, you don't need any carrots dangled in front of you, because if you're hungry, just like Cindy is, you're not going to need anything held in front of you. You wake up motivated every day to do this. Now, personal branding. What do salmon do? I feel like it's like a biology class. In the chat box, type in what salmon do that other fish do not. In the chat box, they swim upstream. Okay, so you guys need to become salmon. Every single one of you, until recently some of you, were swimming the same direction that everybody else is going. Everyone is fishing in the same overcrowded before and after transformation pond on Facebook and Instagram, expecting something to change. Gary Vaynerchuk just wrote an article last week on LinkedIn. He said 2019 is the year of LinkedIn, and it's what right now what LinkedIn is what Facebook was 5 to 7 years ago on organic social engagement. Now, you can take it from me. We're both best-selling authors, and I was actually number 5 in his category, but he wrote Jab, Jab, Right Hook, and he wrote Crush It and Crushing It, all about social media. So you can listen to me or you can listen to Gary, but if Gary is saying that LinkedIn is it right now, you got to get on there. There's only 600 million people on there globally. Now, you may sound like, oh my God, that's a lot. There's 4 billion on Facebook. So you want to talk about getting onto a platform early? You're getting on there early, because listen, if you guys turn around and start going the other way and start fishing in a pond where no one else is, guess who's going to have all the enrollments and have all the business builders? You. Whoever gets to people first is going to win. This is where you can have your own voice. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You can share your own content. You can start to brand yourself. And you can attract people by the message that you have, because if you build the right kind of network that's the mirror image of you, other RNs, you speak right to them. This is how you find your tribe. They find you by the message that you're putting out there. Again, if you are trying to get your message across in a saturated platform, you're being pushed down and drowned out by what everyone else is doing. This is a way for you to carve your own path. This is your opportunity to leave the footprints on a beach where there are no footprints yet. And you can be the one that leaves them for everyone else to follow. So if that excites you, type Y or yes in the chat box. Messaging. Okay. I know, like, when I go over this, you guys are going to be like, really, that's it? And it's really this simple. So how many people, if you've spent any time on social media, have gotten those huge, long, drunkalog messages? Check this link out. Watch this video. See what CNBC said about this. That is the absolute wrong way to message someone. When you're looking to message someone, you want to be genuine, you want to be authentic, and you want to be yourself. So here is how you craft a message on LinkedIn. State their name. Hi, Cindy. It's great to be connected to you. I know that sounds like so beyond obvious, but you have no idea how important that is. Stating the person's name. Number 2, tell them why you wanted to connect without mentioning the opportunity. I saw you were also a fellow fitness professional and would love to hear more about your business and share more about me and what I'm doing. Tell them why you wanted to connect without mentioning the opportunity. And number 3, finish up by asking a specific question of when to connect. Do you have any time later this or next week to get on a call for a 15-minute discovery call to learn more about each other? Questions lead to answers. State their name, reason for reaching out, any time to talk. So type in number 1 in the chat box if you feel you can do that. It's really this easy, guys. And when I take people through, I mean, obviously this is a very, broad training, and I'm just trying to light that fire underneath you guys. But Cindy can tell you, she went in deep with me, and she was even amazed at how simplified I've made this for everyone, because it's so beneficial for you guys to be, and it's funny, I was working with this top leader in another company, and she actually messaged me and she goes, listen, we need to talk. And she goes, we got a problem. And I said, what's up? And she goes, your program's working too good. I'm like, is that even possible? She goes, no. She goes, I run a medical practice and I only have 90 minutes a day to build my business, and I can't keep up with all the people wanting to talk. Because in only 15 to 25 minutes a day of what I showed Cindy and various other people, you can get those kind of results on LinkedIn. It's the opportunity network. People are looking for opportunities. So now there's automated messages. And here's what I love about LinkedIn. There are no dead connections. So what LinkedIn does is they will comb through your connections, and they will say, they'll say, hey, Kelly, so-and-so is celebrating a birthday today, or, hey, Ann, this person is having a work promotion, or whatever. They will let you know what's going on in your network. And all you have to do is go and say, congrats, or happy birthday, or congrats on the promotion. because now you can use these automated messages to engage old or new conversations, because if you message people, not everyone's going to respond. They may say yes, they may say no, they may say nothing at all, but then you can wrap back around to your old crafted message. Hey, Cindy, not sure if you saw my message from before, but I would love to learn more about what you're doing, or would love to learn more about you and your new promotion, or, you're so welcome with the happy birthday. I know I tried to message you before, anytime for a call. So no connection is ever dead on LinkedIn. On top of just messaging new people, just using the automated messages, this can create more leads than time. Now, leading into the fear. So what I can tell you is that you want to talk to people. And listen, Cindy would not deny this, but even she was feeling a little bit anxious and apprehensive about talking to strangers for the first time in a long while, because I was the same way, because I was so used to just talking to the same people. Ann says, video is powerful on Facebook. How about LinkedIn? Yes. I'm going to go over that in a little bit, because they're also in the beta test phase right now of LinkedIn Live. And it should be released in the next 3 to 4 months. And when you want to talk about game changer, because I was actually able to grow my network from 500 to over 26,000 connections in just about 3 years. And you can't do that on Facebook. You'll go into Facebook jail, which I've been 4 times, connecting with too many people. It was a humbling experience. I got out and I'm fine, but you don't want to be there. Food's not that good. Anyway, the fact is this, is that you want to talk to people. So Robin Sharma, he was doing this podcast once, and he was talking about the analogy of fear. And he's a skier. If you guys don't follow Robin Sharma, he wrote the Leader Who Had No Title, and his first book was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. That was his first big book. Amazing book, amazing human being. He's got a great podcast called The Mastery Sessions, and he's got a great haircut just like me. And the fact is that he talks about, he uses everything from a skiing analogy. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you're a downhill skier and you're going down the hill and you lean back in your boots, what is going to happen if you do that? So in the chat box, if you lean back in your boots and you're a downhill skier, what is going to happen? Because this is the analogy that you need to have when building a network marketing business. So you slow down, that's absolutely something that happens, but more importantly, you fall down. You fall. In skiing, you got to become one with the mountain. You have to lean into that fear. You have to take it on. You have to become one with it. If you lean back in your boots, you're going to fall flat on your back. And as Les Brown says, if you can look up, you can get up. So you need to get back up. You need to lean in that fear. And you don't want to just post and pray. Putting a before and after out on social media and then looking to the sky and waiting for your next 4-star to drop into your lap is not network marketing. Talking to new people every day is network marketing. Thank you, Ann. What was once uncomfortable becomes comfortable. So let me ask all the moms on here. How many times did you give your children the opportunity to walk before you told them, nah, you're not going to get it, you might as well just stop? Never. They fall down, they get right back up. They fall down, they get right back up. Once something is uncomfortable, when you practice enough, it becomes comfortable. Think about when we all learned how to ride a bike. What do we get? Get training wheels. Our parents take them off. Mom or dad holds the back of the seat, guides us down the street. Eventually, let's go. It's now comfortable. So you may be feeling really, really uncomfortable about LinkedIn, and that's normal because, again, think about how programmed we've all become over the last 1, 2, however many years you've been in this, doing the same thing day in, day out on social media. It's going to be uncomfortable. But when you lean into the fear and you stop posting and praying, what once feels uncomfortable can become comfortable. If you use LinkedIn consistently, now I can give you all the information that I can give you, but if you use it properly, you can and will have massive results, guaranteed. That this platform is set up for it. This one platform can solve all your network marketing issues. Having consultants drop on and off, not having enough people building with you, having too many product users, not enough calls. LinkedIn, in my humbled and professional opinion, is the cure-all for not having people to talk to. Now, for the longest time, it was really difficult for me because people kept calling me a LinkedIn guru, LinkedIn master, and I never really wanted to like acknowledge that because I didn't ever, like, I'm not an egoic person, but what I can say to you guys is this. People ask me all the time, there's other people that train LinkedIn, there's other people that do this. The difference between me and everyone else is just that, me. I'm a doer, I'm a go-getter, and I'm someone that is results driven. So when I mean I spend hours upon hours and a lot of money investing into what I know about LinkedIn and making sure that it's perfected for people in a way where anyone can learn how to do it by just learning simple steps to create massive success. That's what this platform can do for all of you. And again, I will stay on here as long as you guys want me to, but my simple message to each and every one of you is this. If you are truly, truly sick and tired of being sick and tired of where you are in your business, and you truly believe that investing in yourself and in your business is a top priority, and you don't know how to use LinkedIn, or even if you want to just start going on there and trying to figure out what to do, doing something is always better than doing nothing. And I want you to remember this. Every failure will open the door to your successes. So the person that is willing to fail the most is the one that will succeed the most. So if you're willing to do more, you will get more, you will have more, and you will be more. Thank you for your time tonight.
Oh, that was just absolutely fabulous, Scott. And guys, if you have any questions, please type in the chat box. Feel free to unmute. He's already given us an hour of his time so graciously, so we're all so grateful. But and please tell them how they can connect with you. You told them on LinkedIn, but you're also on, they can follow you on Facebook.
Yep, I'm on Facebook. You can follow me there. And that's the one thing that I dislike it. I'm at that follow feature, but I do connect with, I'm very, very engaging. People will tell you, even if I'm not friends with them, on I do engage with everyone. So you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm Scott Aaron at Scott Aaron LinkedIn on Instagram. And my website is scottaaron.net. You can buy my book off of there. You can schedule my free 15-minute coaching call, or you can download the free infographic, which I gave to Cindy. So again, I want to respect all of your time. If anybody does have any questions for me, feel free to unmute yourself. It's easier for me to talk to you than to try to read the chat. So I can take some questions if you guys have some, if you guys want to hang.
I got one, Scott. It's Barry.
Hey, Barry.
Hey, how you doing?
How are the kittens?
They're getting big fast. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Listen, you said that we should be doing recommendations on each other. And
yes.
Does that affect any algorithms like it does on Facebook? And do we want to be connected with each other?
Great question.
Recommendations and
yeah, it's a great question. So I'll start backwards before I go forward. So as far as like the algorithm with LinkedIn compared to Facebook, it's completely different. So just to give you an example, out of the 26,100 connections that I have, only 350 of them are in Isagenix. So it's okay for you guys to connect with each other on LinkedIn. But when you guys are all respectively connecting with people that are your mirror image, the more that you do that, the more you're going to drift further away from each other as far as your network. So it's okay. You guys are prospecting different people. So someone that's an RN compared to someone that's a, emergency response call center person, you guys are prospecting different people. So it's okay to be friends with each other so you can write recommendations, but don't worry about crossing paths, because if you're searching for the right people, which is the mirror image of you, you will never run into each other.
Great,
That's
thank
awesome.
you.
And
You're
then there
welcome,
was another
Barry.
one in the chat. What do you post on your LinkedIn account to attract people, or is it just what your complete profile is?
Great question, Jackie. So the best stuff to post, and here's the great thing about LinkedIn. You only have to put one post out a day. That's it. And it should be thought-provoking, engaging content. No before and afters. And if you're going to do a before and after, it should be yours. And if anyone watched my Facebook Live from the other day, I went over the 4 different types of before and afters. There is your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, and your monetary transformation. And I only see people doing the physical transformation. Each one of you has 4 different transformations you can share. You can share, because here's the thing, guys. No matter what social media platform that you're using, the people that care about your transformation most are your people. If I was to post someone else, they don't know that person from anyone else. So if you are going to do a before and after on LinkedIn, I would do it maybe once a month, and it should be you. Other than that, it should be thought-provoking, engaging content that leaves people better. And if you want, you go to my profile, go to Cindy. She's literally so coachable. She got on it right away, doing videos and posts. Speak from your heart. And I always tell people, whatever advice you would give a friend, a family member, a spouse, a child, give that same advice to your network. Leave them better without expecting anything in return.
And can I add one thing that you've taught me through this whole process, and that is, don't take the same post, put it on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, because they're 3 totally different platforms. And I think a lot of us, that's how we were trained, to just save some time and post the same thing everywhere. But everyone is a little bit different, and they need to be different posts.
Take your time with it. Have fun. It's funny. I was I'm working with this new client this week, and she said to me last week, she goes, "So I see you have a lot of followers on Instagram and LinkedIn." She goes, "Who does your social media?" And I said, "Me." And she says, "Bullshit." I said, "No, I do." She goes, "How do you find the time?" I said, "Well, I'm an organizational freak, and I block out 30 minutes every morning to put my content out there." When you guys are organized and you're, and again, I'm a dad. You guys are all parents. Some of you are parents as well. You need to block out your time. So you need to make, if it requires you getting up 15 minutes earlier, or going to bed earlier, whatever it is, you need to block out that time for yourself. So just like Cindy said so beautifully, what you post on Facebook is different than Instagram and different from LinkedIn. You have to distinguish what people are going to respond best to.
Awesome. And we can maybe have him back for another call. I don't know if you want to take any more, Scott. I know it's getting quite late here.
Listen, I had an e-shot about like 15 minutes before this, prepping for, I'm usually up to 11:30, 12 o'clock anyway. So I love serving. And again, I will go as long as you guys want. If you have questions, ask them. Or what's even more impactful for me, and I think what would help Cindy, if you unmute yourself and maybe share your biggest takeaway from this that is going to enable you to move forward. So either ask me a question or share a takeaway. I would love to hear something from everyone.
Scott, I have a question. It's Ann.
Hi,
about
Ann.
your avatar, are you posting content to, so I'm a science person. So am I posting content that other science people would appreciate, or generic content for everybody to benefit from? Am I trying to narrow that?
A little bit of both, because obviously you want to connect with other people that have that same mindset as you, that have science-based stuff. And again, what we have to remember is that we're all humans at a foundational level. And we all respond to similar things. We respond to love, we respond to gratitude, to thankfulness, and vulnerability. That is my biggest thing that I am so open with. The more vulnerable you are, because again, everyone, even though you're connecting with your business avatars, they're just titles. They're just titles next to someone's name. It doesn't mean you can't speak about other things. So if you're going to write an article, or maybe you want to do a science-based fact video, that would be good, but bring a little bit of human connection to it. But maybe what I love to do is I love analogies, and I love linking things to something else. So maybe take a science-based fact and link it to life. Just like in science, I know this, that, or the other, and this is how you can apply it to everyday life. So bridge the gap between the professional Ann and the personal Ann. Does that make sense? Okay, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good question.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. That was very sweet.
Yes, guys, I'm getting a couple of private messages too. If you are interested in coaching with Scott, just do a free 15-minute consultation with him, and he will, explain it all to you, how he coaches, what he charges, what it entails, and all of that. So we'll do a free 15-minute call for you. When I post the link to this recording, which won't be till tomorrow morning, I will post his free gifts and how to contact him. So you'll have all of that information tomorrow morning.
Yep, you can do that. Or again, you can always go on Facebook and just send me a message. I always check that other mailbox. You can always send me a private message on Facebook, and I'm happy to set something up for you. So I am here for you guys.
All right. I hope you've seen a couple of these comments. Best call ever.
Oh,
we need to get him on stage at Celebration.
I've been manifesting that for like literally the last 3 years. You have no idea. I'm like sweating thinking about it. In like the best way ever. I thrive on inspiring people. And obviously you guys can tell that I'm just a little bit passionate about this. So I don't know, like, again, we can all put that good energy out there, but like I told Cindy, if she does a Super Saturday, if she has a team training, she tells me when she's doing it, I will buy my plane ticket. I will come there in person and do a training. I love being around people. And again, I know eventually that's going to happen. Maybe a second best-selling book might have Isagenix look my way a little bit more. But again, I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm going to keep doing the thing I'm doing, using social media as my platform and stuff like this to train as many people as possible to get the good work out there. But I appreciate all of that.
Well, I'm going to plug you to corporate too, so don't you worry. So we can't thank you enough for your time. So guys, I definitely want to encourage you, if you want a free 15-minute consultation, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. And he looked at what I was doing and gave me great feedback. And that's when I decided to go ahead and hire him. But everyone should get the book, guys. Get the book, because this is awesome. It's a very quick read, hour and a half. I think I was through it. And I was able to learn immediately things that I could implement. And seriously, look at my profile. Every change I've made was because of my coaching with Scott. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying with us all evening. And Scott, I can't thank you enough for your precious time tonight.
Cindy, thank you again for the opportunity. Just such love and gratitude to you and your entire team. And for those that I do know, it was really good to see you guys again. And for those that are meeting me the first time, don't be strangers. I love engaging on social media. I do free trainings all the time. And I just want to wish each and every one of you the most abundant years, and just realize that if you really want it bad enough, you can make it happen. Do never, ever, ever give up on your dreams, because everything in life is possible if you believe it.
Love you, buddy. Thank you.
Love you too. Bye.